base that was the connecting point that I put into the pyramid up there. And that's how you get that star that they call that Mogan dash or something like that. And also it's called the Star of David, but it's not theirs. It's the people of the Nile Valley who were building the pyramids, as above, so below. That is the concept of your pineal gland and your pituitary gland and your hypostyle gland having the same type of relationship with your testicles and your phallus, or your uterus and your ovaries. They're all reproductive glands. And that's the reason why there's the male aspect in the triangle, the female aspect in the triangle, and the regenerative aspect of birth known as the son Haru, or just the daughters of any man or woman copulating. Son or daughter, androgynous, not just male, not patriarchal, either way. That was the ancient Kemetic teachings until it got tarnished by European influence. So there I go. I just thought I'd drop that on you. And to let you know and finish what I was saying about my wife returning to me, is on the spiritual realm. I do have a spiritual wife, and her name is Aset. And our spiritualities do part sometimes and then reunite, just like what's going on right now with the sun Neberu coming back to our sun that has a name also, Capri, Ra, Atem, as well as Asar. When our sun goes below the equator and goes into the region of our earth that has new daylight, to us we view that as the setting sun. To the people on the bottom of the earth, they view that as the rising sun. So when that sun that leaves our top goes into the bottom, we view that as being our sun returning to the Duat, or returning to from whence it came, which is the darkness of the female vagina. He is at home now, inside of his mother. The ancient Kemetians had a picture of the sky goddess Nut actually consuming the sun Ra and giving him rebirth in the morning. And that's what it's all about all the time. The regenerative cycles of birth and rebirth. That's all it is. The sun doesn't die when it goes below the equator. It's reassigned to go give light to the people under the equator, the underside of our earth that desperately needs it. So just like the sun returns to that realm of time and space, bringing its material form and its spirituality, it happens on the spiritual side as to where every spiritual person has a male and female spiritual aspect that does separate and come back together. That's the way our universe works. All coagulations of steadfast must return to the state of indifferentiation when they all move apart. That is a universal principle. Once you know that, you can eradicate the thought of death. Death does not exist until people create it on a format of mental conceptualization. Peace and blessing. Oh, by the way, when my wife did come back, the spiritual side of her, it came in a spiritual energy that I can actually see in the form of a woman with long hair and everything. And then she came in and touched my body and started sending these electrical impulses through me that was so powerful. I didn't know if it was enemy or foe. And of course, being taught and taught the way I have been, I attacked it as if it was foe, and was just reluctant to receive the energy with a welcoming gesture, until after a while I recognized what was going on, and then I relaxed, and she actually materialized in the silhouette of a woman with this long hair and got over the top of my body and actually turned around backwards, and I felt her fall into my body because I was laying on my back, and she positioned herself that way, and I saw her straddle over me and position her body, and actually saw the essence of her and felt the essence of her get encapsulated inside of me. And that was some powerful shit to feel and see, let me tell you. So don't think that I'm crazy. I'm just having these experiences because I started reading those books and had faith in them and followed them to the letter, and I found out that this stuff is real. That hocus pocus Bible shit that you got don't never do anything for yourself, make you continue to eat meat and hate people. Get rid of it. please believe me, go study how our universe really works and find out what the ancient Egyptians was bringing to the earth that the Europeans stole a small part of and was able to use just a small part of that information and rule the whole world with. And so if they could do that, you can definitely get some information from these teachings that'll definitely let you be able to get in control of having your own soul back. Even if you don't want to enslave the rest of the world, just find out how to control yourself. That's all I'm trying to get you to know you can do. All right, peace and blessings. Hotel. All right, so look at that. That's nice. I love when I get that. Those things are really cool. These people in this house right here, they be hooking me up with a lot of stuff. It's always right here. I think it's a maintenance guy that put it out here. I just want to give a shout out. Thank you very much. That's my mommy. She's shining on your house. She's gonna bless you. Please believe that. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Now, as you all see, I'm out here getting at my hustle. It's been a good day, going real good. Hey, good morning, sir. Morning. How you doing, man? I'm out here making a documentary, showing people what I do in the alley. Would you like to say something to Vancouver? No, thanks. You sure? Okay, some guy, he's reluctant and everything. Hey, are you the guy that left this door out here? Hey, thanks, mister. I really appreciate it. You know what I was doing? I was actually commenting on the consideration of whoever lives in this house, because I've been picking a lot of stuff up out here. And I just was going to show your generosity to Vancouver and let them know that this type of stuff still exists out here, because I always be commenting on people with the real dull attitudes, you know. And so I just, while you're here, I want to thank you, sir, okay? You've been a real good help to me, and I really appreciate it, okay? Yeah, all right. I don't need, I just put there. Yeah, I know you've been supplying me with a lot of stuff. Yeah, yes, sir, and I've been getting it. I really appreciate it, okay? Okay, you have a good day, sir. So as I was getting ready to say, the guy who owns this house, he actually came out while I was saying the stuff that I was saying, you guys, but he was reluctant to show his personification, so I didn't try to point the camera at him. But he's a really good-spirited Caucasian man that you guys know. As I always say, I am not out here trying to generate no type of bias considerations. That's why when I see kind-hearted people like this guy right here, I always mention that too, just like I can mention the negative stuff. So I just want you guys to understand exactly what it is I'm doing out here. I'm trying to bring awareness to the world about what type of circumstances we are all up against. Okay, and then that's all it is. That's the only thing I'm interested in, is to point out the intricate actions of us as people that we interact. The issues of action that we have between each other is what's going to design our state of consciousness. And that's the reason why I was sent here to this planet, to have the interactions and say the things that I say, to have the conceptualizations of people's minds to start being calibrated with the true principles of how our universe works. That's why I'm here, okay? So please understand that, all right? Okay, you guys, peace and blessing, and thanks for listening, and I'll be back at you guys real soon, okay? All right, peace. So my spirit just made me open the camera and whistle. See, there's vibrations in every sound. That's the reason why our information that is sent to us on this planet comes from sound and light. Now, since I tell you guys that I am walking manifestations of light, that means that everything that emanates from me should be light, which means that there's a need for the profanity. See, I am using the same energy that's on your planet to communicate with you, that's all. So no one can get upset with me about using a form of language that's already on your planet. And it's the most used language form that's centered around the change of emotions. And since I'm like the weather, conceptualization, and I have to vibrate around this planet like the weather does, because that's all I am, is universal energy. And the universal energy around this planet is the elements. And just like the weather changes, so should I. My change from pleasant to aggression is because that's the way the vibrations on this planet is. So just deal with that. Don't enjoy the good parts of me whistling and don't say anything good, but you know, yeah, that was nice or anything like that. But then you're so quick to open your mouth and complain about when I cuss and get in your ass. Well, that's because it's needed. It's necessary. If it was a bunch of angels on this planet, there would be no need for me to be here. I don't need to educate angels. Angels have already transgressed, transcended, condensed, evaporated. Any of those things could apply to the occurrences of existences that angels have already been through. It's a lot to be an angel. Angels are people that guide unknowing people to the light. So if you were already angels, there would be no need for angels to come here and guide you to the realm necessary for you to be at, so you can become an angel or a prophet or a god or anything that's an opposement to the existence of us. You see the sun over there, and then of course you can see these idiots at their best to try to block it out. They're always there. It's a constant battle. You can see them. It's so constant. All the time you have to battle with them to try to stop the sun. It's really, really alarming to know that you got that type of energy on the planet with you. And that's the type of energy that people recognize as being something that's here to help. How can you be categorized as help when you're trying to block out the life force that come to the planet? That's ridiculous to even think that you can do that. That's like throwing shit in water that you're trying to purify. Doesn't make sense. It makes CENTS, but it doesn't make SEN sense, because I don't know if that should be an S or C in there. So you're gonna put it in, because I'm not good at spelling. I mean, I am, but I'm not, because I miss things sometimes, and I can even throw a wrong word in here and there too. So you just gotta bear with me. If I make a mistake like that, you just go and do the correction. Don't hold it against me, because I have to hold a lot of information, and it's hard to hold everything. And so I might say some crazy shit like eczema when I should say influenza, because I watch my own stuff, believe it or not, I do. And I see to myself that, damn boy, you got a bad mouth. Well, I think it's sufficient. I do, I really do. I think it's necessary. But I know something. I'm getting through to a lot of people because I run into you and I see you. And I can tell by your vibrations that you've been listening and that I've been hitting home with you. And that makes me feel good, and it encourages me, excuse me, to keep going and not to slow down, because